What's up, everybody? I hope you guys are doing well. Before we hop into today's message, I just want to put this out there that this is not my typical upload. This is something that I felt compelled to share with everyone, something from my heart. I know sometimes people get up in arms if you don't mention God or Jesus in the conversation, but I do pray that either way, the message is received the way it's intended to for whomever needs it. And with that, let's get into today's video. What's up, y'all? Happy Sunday. I hope you guys are doing well. You're having a great day so far. It is March 22nd, 2026. I don't know where you're at, but where I'm at, there is still snow on the ground and it is now 2 days into spring. Like, what we doing? What are we doing? I want to see some sun. I want to see the nasty grass that was underneath the snow, smell the earth, like all of that. And you giving me a snowstorm. Like, what? Anyway, I came on here to share some words of encouragement. It's not necessarily going to go in one direction or the other. I just have a bunch of things that I want to put out there. It's the beginning of the week. I want to send you off with something that you can hold on to, not just for the week to come, but just for you in general in life. And I was sitting here reflecting on my personal journey and how far I've come. And one of the things that stood out for me was my confidence. And I laugh at this because there's a story that comes along with it that I completely forgot about. So many moons ago, I had an acquaintance, a friend, if you will, that I don't know if he's still doing it anymore, but he was a professional wrestler. And I love wrestling. I really do. I've been watching it since I was a kid. I still watch it now. I watch it with my daughter now. I guess they call it sports entertainment, whatever you want to label it as. That's my jam. That's my form of entertainment. I've hung on to this the longest. Out of all the things that you can possibly watch, this is the thing that I've watched the longest. And once upon a time, I had a friend who wanted me to come train because he knew my love and passion for wrestling. It was beyond the kind of knowing who the people are on the screen. It was like knowing a person's moveset and, some of the things that most casual viewers would not notice. That's how entrenched I am in it. And so he felt like, you love it so much, come try and train. And look, my confidence level was just not at the place that it needed to be for me to take that on. That was my biggest setback. Also, I had some other things that were going on in my life that I don't want to really digress into too much, but it's to say I wasn't in the greatest place. I felt betrayed. I felt abandoned. I felt isolated. I was truly alone. And when you're alone and you feel like you have no one to lean on, no one to turn to, like, the school of hard knocks, I got a PhD in that. So when you're in that type of spot, mentally, emotionally, and even spiritually, you are not at the place that you need to be. And so in as much as I love this form of entertainment and pictured myself doing it, I didn't have the confidence to go after it. And so I sit here today and I'm kind of laughing to myself saying, the confidence that I have right now about just taking on an endeavor, stepping outside of my comfort zone, if I had that then, I would have went after it with complete reckless abandon, because what I understand today is that there can be an avenue or a journey or a road that we go on, and it may not directly lead us to our destination, but it may take us different places that can still lead to that destination. And I wish I had that wisdom back then. At the same time, I realize through going through these different experiences that I am where I need to be in this very moment. There's not I arrived here late, or I could have ... No, I'm right where I need to be. And regardless of what dreams, goals, aspirations, desires, or what if I were to try my hand at, there's no deadline on that. In as much as we may see from different people's perspectives that there is indeed a quote unquote deadline, there is no deadline. If that's a journey that you're supposed to be on and that you're supposed to pass through and experience, you will experience it. I talk a lot about, mindset and perspective shifts. And I got to give credit to being in a certain place in 2022, dare I say 2020 through 2022, 2024. So that 4-year span, I went through the biggest mindset shift I had ever experienced in my life. And that was about that confidence, that courage, the stepping outside of your comfort zone. All up till then, I had just pretty much been like asking for permission to be myself. And I'm sure that there are a lot of you out there that can relate to that. You're kind of living the life that someone else wants you to live, but not necessarily the one that you have desired or that, you imagined yourself to be living. And it's in that moment that I had to stop and say, wait a minute, when I come to the end of this journey called life, can I look back and say, job well done? At least you tried. You did everything on your quote unquote bucket list, or, every idea that spawned in your head, you at least attempted to do something, even if it didn't come to full, fruition, you still attempted to do it. Can I look back on my life and say that? And at the time, the answer was no. And so now I live very differently. And again, this journey that we're all on, believe it or not, we are not competing with anyone else. The world would like you to believe that, it's you versus them. No, it's you versus you. You were created for a specific purpose. And your life's journey is to discover what that is. It's to discover the assignment or the assignments. And once you discover them, go after them. These ideas don't spawn up in your head or set your heart ablaze for nothing. And if you really think about it, not any one of us have the exact same dream. We may have a similar dream, but the way in which we want to go about it is not the same. And so I want you in this very moment, and I hope you receive this on the same day that I'm recording it. I want you to just take 30 minutes out of your time today and think about the things that set your heart ablaze. The things that, hey, I want to try this. The things that, you know what, I really enjoyed doing this at one point and I want to return back to this. Whatever that is, I want you to take those 30 minutes to allow yourself, give yourself permission to dream. Give yourself permission to fabricate the images in your mind's eye. Make your own movie and let it play. Just let it play. And then what comes after that, move on it. Even if it's a small incremental step, just move on it. I think we've come to a point where us as adults, we have forgotten how to dream. And we're so bombarded and preoccupied with all these outside external things that we have no control over. And we allow those things to occupy our mind, our space, our existence. And we forget why we're even here and how fearfully and wonderfully made we are, and how we have the ability to create and to create whatever our heart desires. And so that's my message for you guys for this week. Just take a moment to dream. You know, I'm going to put this admission out here, and I don't feel any ways about it. I daydream at least once a day. Doesn't necessarily mean that what I'm daydreaming is going to, manifest into reality, but what's to say that it can't? Allow yourself to daydream. Allow yourself to let those, endorphins kick in, if it is endorphins, or have that dopamine hit, whatever it is. Put down the phone is what I'm saying. Put down the phone. There's nothing on social media for you but comparison after comparison after comparison. Focus on how you want your day to play out, not what social media tells you. Just take a moment. Imagine what life would be like on the beach somewhere. Take a moment to, let's say in my case, headline WrestleMania. Whatever that is, that just brings a little joy to your heart. Take a moment to just dream on that for 2 seconds and see where that takes you. Don't trivialize anything that comes up in your mind. Put pen to paper if you need to and plot it out, reverse engineer it. You'd be amazed at the things that you come up with when you give yourself a fighting chance. All right, that's it for me. You guys take care, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.